Mike Jones Beats.
Somebody already got kicked. Dope. Somebody already got kicked. Dope.
Say the wrong thing and get the bags. With the force of everything that I have. Say the wrong thing and get the bags. Oh, now you niggas salty and you mad. Niggas say the wrong thing and get thrown out the conversation. Throw up two fingers and tell them, please don't keep the drama waiting. Bye. Donate to the cause and hit the cash app. And if you ain't got it, them likes are free. Go and smash that. BBN, hit that with a hashtag. Sick with the content, come around and need a hazmat. Jack Frost, yeah, you dudes need to back off. He got the work around here, yeah, we all tip our hats off. Keep the same name, that's what you point for. But if you coming back in, put a 2.0. Big bags, and you asking what they heavy for. Foot and ass be going hella crazy with the petty wars. Good conversation, that's what we be really ready for. The conversation like being on the bottom of a heavy whore. Nah, why niggas be like that? I unsubscribe and tell them, yo, hey, I'll be right back. Say the wrong thing and get the bags. With the force of everything that I have. Say the wrong thing and get the bags. Oh, now you niggas salty and you mad. Niggas say the wrong thing and get the bags. With the force of everything that I have. Say the wrong thing and get the bags. Oh, now you niggas salty and you mad. Niggas say the wrong thing.
Yeah, bags. We just kicked that guy straight out the door. We don't got time for that. We hold those over here. Who the fuck is that dude? Hold on. Can we get bags in the chat? Y'all don't see it, but somebody got hit with bags. Can we get all the bags?
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing today? Hoping everybody's having a beautiful night. Okay, so real quick, as you can see me shooting from right here, this is what we're doing tonight. Hope everybody's enjoyed themselves. Had a beautiful day. Hope it's been a very I don't want to say eventful, but I hope everybody's accomplished things that you needed to do today. We dropped 3 videos today. Tonight's show is going to be basically about 3 of the videos that we dropped today, just so we can be clear. Basically, New York is fighting to be able to still allow the residents here and anyone that wants to come to New York to still be able to have abortions. Our governor is fighting for the rights of women to be able to choose, have the right for choice. And I want to have a conversation about Brittney Griner. So apparently what is going on with Brittney Griner is the Russians is like, hey, you wanna? We got a deal for you. I'm going to tell you about the deal. I want to be clear on something. I am not you know what? The Russians is doing Russian shit over here. You got to respect it. And there's one more story. I wasn't able to put it in the actual title. I had to choose what I was going to put in the title. And the last story is actually about Boy Scouts. Apparently, the Detroit Police Department, we're going to do roll call at the 5-minute mark. The Detroit Police Department apparently has a situation in which where they are they have a situation apparently where their target practice range actually has, you know, black folks and targets, and some Boy Scouts found it. So we're going to discuss that also, because that's a whole thing. But before we do any of that, I got a couple of things to show y'all. One, we have a picture of Eric Holder. Shout out to KC for sending this in. Shout out to DJ Academics for posting it. Shout out to KC for sending this in. This is Eric Holder. This is what's currently going on to him. You can see his jaw. Not just his eye, but his jaw. This is what someone that's been beaten up looks like, by the way. No, hit more than once. Shout out to that shit. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people happy that we got these just deserves. Obviously, because of the situation and why he's locked up and he's in jail currently. So we already know why people would be happy for this to happen. Real quick,
can we talk about the evidence that the California prosecutors say they intend on using?
So, real quick, I want to say something. Funny thing is this is some real shit, right? So, you have New York State, who is obviously very left-leaning, as we all know. And I am all for women having the right to choose. I just want to be clear on this. This is something I think is actually important, and I'm very happy when they have the right to choose. Like, if we have the right to do all of these other things that somebody might consider to be, because you know, a big reason why people on the right are against it is because basically what they're saying is that they believe that it's going against the rights, you know, God-given rights. Correct? How many things the right actually agree with and be a part of that also go against these God-given rights? So I'm not saying anything because we're not trying to point out people being hypocritical, because that's hypocritical in itself. What I'm just trying to point out is sometimes it's just different strokes for different folks, and we have to allow for those opportunities, because sometimes we have to make it so that people have the opportunity to do the right thing, or whatever you consider to be the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? You don't only have to give people the opportunity what you consider to be the wrong thing. You have to also give people the opportunity to consider to do what they consider to be the right thing. So I think in this situation, a lot of the individuals that are, you know, against women having the right to choose for themselves, why? Like, why? Anyway, so Eric Holder, this is what he got. If anybody, I'm gonna put a question in the chat real quick. If you're enjoying the show, hit that like button. Sorry about that. I was making sure I wrote down the right shit. Because sometimes when I'm in the middle, when I'm talking, when I'm doing that, I've noticed I put up questions, and later on I'll be like, what? Who did that? And I'll be like, it was me. The question is, do you think he would worse than... God dang it. Let me end this poll. Hold on. We have a picture of Eric Holder. I'm going to ask, did you think he was going to look worse than this? Or did you think he was going to not look as bad? So the question, what do you think about Eric Holder's condition? That's better, right? right? Eric Holder's condition, right? Thought it would be worse. It's worse than thought. Never thought. There we go. Those good. Those good. Those good. Right? Boom. There we go. All right. So the question is, what do you think about Eric Holder's condition? Thought it would be worse. Looks worse than you thought it would look, or you just never thought about it. Like you was like, you know what? It just is what it is. If he got the beats, he got the beats. If he didn't, he didn't. So this is how Eric Holder looks, just so we can be clear. As you can see, it's not just the eye, but also the jaw. My curiosity is, when they took this photo, did he take it thinking, oh man, I know they taking this to put it on Instagram? I'm curious, was that like a thought of his? Let's do roll call real quick and get to the show. We how far past the 5 minute mark already? Because I was bullshitting for so long. We probably so far past the 5 minute mark. God damn it. Anyway, shout out to Mind, Body, and Souls. It's pro-life also. Wait, that's not the first comment. Shout out to Mind, Body, and Souls. It's 8 Froze dropping all of those rules. Shout out to the Art of D Glasses. Good evening, BBN Froze. Salute to you, my brother. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. We got 41 people in the room already. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can send out some more notifications. And please, if you want to comment on this, how he looks, also put the comments down. And also, just in general, it'd be cool if you vote. But if you don't want to vote, that's fine also. What up, Dorian Smith says, peace for all. Salute, BBN. Salute. How you doing? What up, Tori Mosley said, the irony of non-aborted people fighting to abort kids is amazing. Well, if they were aborted, they wouldn't be able to fight one way or the other, right? So, I don't. I mean, I'm pro-life also, but, you know, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just making fun of the logic. I hope you don't get too upset. My Body and Soul is pro-life. Pro-life also over here, honey. Tori Mosley says they let him off easy. They could have finished him. Agreed. Arthur D. Glass pointed up, says, I'm agreeing with Tori Mosley over there. Sounds like he knows all of the things. Tori Mosley says that was to send a message to the others close to the case. I don't know. I think it's just whoop his ass, you know, when possible. Tori, Artie D Glass says sub Tori. Artie D Glass says something more. Okay. My Body and Soul says okay, y'all giving me, okay, that's what it is. Salute. Check this out. Pay attention. I want to talk about this Russia thing first because this is the smallest thing, and this is the one I'm probably gonna make the most jokes with. So could we just start off the show with that one, if you don't mind? Anyway, appreciate everybody that pulled up today. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here. Shout out to Mel Cross. That's something he says. You could be anywhere in the world, and you chose to be here. Salute to everybody in the chat. Now listen and pay attention. I want to be clear about this. One, I think this is the funniest shit in the world. I'm going to explain to you why. Brittney Griner is a basketball player. Russia's trying to trade her to New York, to America, because we have a real supervillain. A real supervillain. Y'all do know real supervillains exist, right? Like, who's the dude that just hung himself inside the prison? Ghislaine Maxwell. She was a supervillain. He was a supervillain also. Who else is a supervillain? R. Kelly. He's a supervillain. Do you understand that these people get away with crimes that the rest of us would not be able to get away with for extreme periods of time? They have no moral fabric. They're literally supervillains. They don't have superpowers. What do you consider the Zodiac Killer? What do you consider the Son of Sam? Just saying. Anyway, in any regard. So they want to trade her for a real supervillain, y'all. One, I think they really underestimate how much Democrats care to do things like that. If that was Trump, shout out to Trump real quick. I just want to mention this. We made a video about this also. Shout out to Trump. You want to know what Trump did? Allegedly. Oh, fair. I made the video. I didn't put it together and put it out. I did make 4 videos today. Allegedly. And this information came out because somebody was being questioned about Trump and his policies when he was president. And basically what the individual was saying was, when Trump was president, I'll show Eric Holden in 1 second. Basically, they said when Trump was president, the way in which he maneuvered was extremely like bullyish. He like a mob boss. And they said one of the things that happened was when ASAP Rocky was arrested in Sweden, he basically told Sweden that if they don't release ASAP Rocky, he's gonna start freaking a war with them. He gonna have like an economic war with them or some shit. But basically, what he was gonna do is he was gonna, I guess. Thank you. I guess now what he was gonna do, just so we could be clear, he's gonna go and tell Sweden that, you know, however they make their money, we're gonna start competing in your market. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna start competing in your market for whatever you make your money in. We're gonna start competing with y'all, fuck your money up. So Sweden was just like, you know what, this shit is not that important. Just have him plead guilty. We're gonna slap him on the wrist, send that motherfucker home. Tell him don't pull up over here no more. We ain't got time for this. Also, besides that, Trump even said, Joe, you could see them following him. Yo, he was like, yo, for real. And he was like, yo, and you could see them following him in the street. They was harassing him. Trump went all the way in. That's what dude said. Trump went all the way in. Like, yo, and you could see him harassing him in the street. He an American. Like, yo, he American. What are you talking about? How's Americans being treated like that in Sweden? That's how y'all treat Americans? So, you know, Trump went absolutely off. I keep trying to tell y'all that about Trump. Y'all just say he's racist. Trump is some other shit. I promise you. I probably would never do that. Well, shout out to KC. The Few was asking about Eric Holder. Shout out to KC. KC sent this picture in. This is how Eric Holder currently looks. This is what happened to him after the situation in when they got a hold of him, apparently. So the question is, what do you think about Eric Holder's condition? Did you thought it was gonna look worse? You know, thought it would be worse. Looks worse than you thought, or you basically never thought about this shit. You was like, you know what, Eric Holder, wow. So yeah, so that's how Eric Holder's currently giving it up. Shout out to him. There's some people right now waiting for him to get within arm's reach. Like, you know what? How did they get within arm's reach of him and I did? Guess right, he's the ultimate fool. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, he's the ultimate fool. I don't know what to tell you. Casey says 6ix9ine dropped the song. We'll talk about it later. Don't let me forget. Please don't let me forget. Pardon me. I don't mean to point. Please don't let me forget. We'll talk about it later. I just pointed again. I did not do it on purpose. We'll talk about it later. Please don't let me. Please don't let. See, move these hands. Don't let me forget. Let's get back to topic. So Russia basically wants to trade her. That's crazy. Like, Russia's like, yo, look, we want to do all of the we gonna. Russia's trying to do this shit like the fucking NBA. Yeah, he definitely has other injuries besides that. Russia want to do this shit like the NBA. They like, yo, we got a sin over here. We want to trade you for our fucking our terrorists, because that's what the dude is. He's a literal arms dealer. The guy the Russians want back is an arms dealer who has like 20 or 30 years. Some shit like that. That's who they want back. He's an arms dealer. He's a real super villain. He's a Tony Stark, I guess. Without the... He's the guy that Tony Stark be beefing with. He's just him. Oh man, if you're a comic book guy, you get that shit. Justin Ham is like a dude that also make weapons, but he's like nowhere near as smart as Tony Stark, so that's not happening. But he's like him in industry. Shout out to that. Real quick, back to the content. So that's what they're trying to do. Anyway, let's get back to the main topic of the show, just so we can be clear. Once again, I'm bullshitting with y'all. Once again, the main topic of the story, the show is the abortions in New York and the deal with Brittney Griner. Oh, those are the two topics. Copy. Are y'all ready to talk about the abortion topic, or y'all want to stay on the Brittney Griner topic? Because I got a ton more jokes about that shit. I hope she make it home though, for real, as quickly as possible. And we can stay on the Eric Holder. And I tell you what, I'll look at what I was sent about 6ix9ine right now. There's a song called Don Stacks. I want to press the button, but I know it's going to send me to the video. And I don't want to go to the video. So there is a song right here. Boom. Let's see. Don Stacks featuring 6ix9ine. Nana. Does he have a song called Nana? So did Don Stacks remix it and 6ix9ine jump back on it? I mean, I don't know. This is what these rappers is doing nowadays. Shout out to that shit. Go check the song out. See what it is. Tell me who did better, 6ix9ine or the dude he on the song with. I'm curious. Imagine getting on a song with a rapper who, like, you're so much better than, but you gotta dumb down. That happens to people, by the way. You gotta dumb down your lyrics so you don't, like, show them up. Like, that happens to people, do. You don't understand it. Sometimes people just give the rapper the better lyrics. So I would do that. I wouldn't want to show nobody up on my song. I don't need that. It's your song. You should be the star. For real, for real. Like, if I come to your thing, you should be the star. For real, for real. That's the way I think. Like, we should be trying to help each other shine. You should never try to outshine somebody else at their own event. If it happens, it happens. But you should never, like, that should never be a goal. Because we're not competing with each other. You feel me? We competing with each other. You understand what I'm saying? We're not competing against each other. We're competing with each other collectively. We are forming, and then we are going out and competing. Think about it like this. People say I'm a bad leader, right? I created 2 different forces on internet. 2 separate forces on motherfucking internet. I created 2 entire communities on the internet. They don't like me, but they don't like me, but I created 2 entire forces on the internet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a thing, and I'm pretty good at this. I created 2 forces on the internet. Shout out to that shit. Shout out to them forces, listen. On some real shit. I wish I niggas a good fortune, especially the ones that's out there in the world doing shit that don't got nothing to do with me. Hold on. Hold on. Mind, Body, and Soul says, why I think Biden is gonna go for it. So you don't think Biden should make the trade? I want to be clear on this because I want you to know what my opinion is right off the rip. I don't think we can make that trade. And I'm sorry. America has an absolute policy of not negotiating with terrorists. So I'm pretty sure, based on the situation that's going on right now with the Ukraine and with Russia, right now Russia is seen directly as a primary opposing force. So we can't do any business with them. So off of the strength of that, I wouldn't make the trade. Not because I don't want her back. Now, if Russia plans on makes an agreement or signs a treaty to do some things that we want them to do for the sake of the Ukraine country and give us back Brittney Griner, we'll let them have the cocksucker. If it can help get some support to the Ukraine, you can have this bastard. Give us back Brittney Griner too, you bitch ass niggas. Pardon my language. on that energy though. For real, for real. Am I wrong? Because you do understand that America has a no negotiating with terrorist policy. Literally. I just explained it to you. So this is literally a situation where America isn't even supposed to be able to be in communications with Russia. That's why it was a big deal for Russia to go to the summit. Because other than that, niggas can't even have conversations with these dudes. That's what I'm trying to explain. I'm not trying to... This isn't an opinion piece. Fuck it. I'm not telling you an opinion. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But as far as I know, America does not and cannot negotiate with terrorists. It's an actual policy. So right now, while Russia is in a war with the Ukraine and America is an ally of the Ukraine, we're sending money and shit over there. We're an ally of the Ukraine. We can't negotiate with Russia because of our own policies. So we can't really talk about getting the girl back for this dude. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking from a political aspect. I'm talking from a I'm not just talking from a we are trying to get her back. We want to get her back. You understand what I'm saying? Don't get this confused. But we can't just give her back for dude because right now Russia's in a situation with the Ukraine. So the only way we could talk to Russia about anything in homeboy is if we get some kind of relief for the Ukrainian people. You understand? We can't talk about shit with Russia. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We can't talk shit about Russia. No, we don't. We want her back. Maybe we send some Navy Team 6. 7. I don't know if 6 exists anymore. Maybe, I don't know. We go get a real Black Widow and go break into their prison. I have no idea. We want her back. But in all due respect, we can't negotiate. But what we can negotiate is relief for the Ukraine. I'm literally talking. Oh man, I hope you understand. We can talk anyway. So that's what I think. Anyway, I don't want. Biden ain't doing shit. Biden ain't doing shit. Okay, Biden ain't doing nothing. First of all, she's black. You really think Biden going over there to get her? Let's keep it a stack. Hold on. Stop everything. Tell me where I'm wrong. Biden will probably go over there and get her because she's a female more than he'll go over there to get her. She is a female. He might go over there and get her. He might talk about it because she's a female and they're real big on the feminist movement. So he might talk about it. You think Biden gonna go get her? We can't even negotiate with them. It don't matter. If we negotiate with them, that's literally gonna be seen as something that America does not do in this climate. You understand? So he might do it because that's the thing that America wouldn't do. We wouldn't do that in this climate. For real, for real. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that follow politics. The few says, salute Frost. What's Eric of the condition? Okay, for everybody that's wondering about the, I'm gonna read the question again. Everybody that would like to vote, please vote. I'm gonna read the question again. I'm gonna show y'all the picture of Eric Holder. This is Eric Holder OBs. This is all the Eric Holderings going on. This is how him after he came into the situation with the hands to the face. He got all of the beatings up. This is basically how Eric Holder's looking right now. So, my question is, what do you think about Eric Holder's condition upon hearing that something, he got beaten up or, Did you think it was gonna be worse? Does this look worse than you thought it was gonna look? And you just never thought about the shit. You was like, Eric Holder. Eric Holder who? Eric Holden what? Does he play football? I think he plays football. I think he's on that Washington team. Oh wow, that was a really lame joke. Casey says, I'ma sum it up. Basically the song says, you know who shot him. And then 6ix9ine verses like him telling the honor he knows he shot him, but he got a mom and daughter not trying to say free him. Copy. I think I'm gonna listen to the song now because of what the fuck it's that shit you just said. I'm gonna repeat that. Hold on. KC is telling us about the new 6ix9ine song. Real quick, 6ix9ine has a new song coming out. Shout out to KC, he sent this to me. So 6ix9ine has a new song coming out real quick, right? So this is the song 6ix9ine is on. He's on the song, but he's not it's not his song. It's Don's Stacks featuring 6ix9ine. It's Nah. I don't know if they just redid the song or whatever. So he's basically giving me a synopsis of the song, and he said, I'ma sum it up. Basically, the song says, you know who shot him. Then 6ix9ine verses like telling him the honor. He knows he shot him, but he got a mom and a daughter not trying to say free him. So, okay, so I'm going to go listen to the song. I'm going to see if it's as interesting as what you just put there. They should have you right there, right on the back of the books. You far from wrong. What's your investment with Ukraine? I don't know what our investment is in with Ukraine other than Ukrainians being human beings that we don't want to get injured. But Biden obviously has some other dealings over there. And he's sending trillions of dollars over there. So if you're going to send trillions of dollars over there, we have to be ready to negotiate that guy's life. We just have to be. You understand what I'm saying? If we could get relief to the Ukrainian people. If that's what we're trying to do. If we're really trying to help people. Or if they're just really stealing money, like I think that they're doing. Every time they send them trillions of dollars to the Ukrainians. Like I think they're doing. But, in any regard, real relief to the Ukrainians would be saying, okay, you want this douchebag? Not a problem. We want y'all to remove yourselves from this area. We want to be able to. We want y'all to stop nuking fucking malls with people in it, shooting missiles at malls. You're gonna make sure there's no more missile shooting at malls, and you're gonna give us this area over there. Yeah, you can have homeboy back. Hold on, we're gonna throw him in the fucking gift wrap this bitch for you. We don't want him. Part of my language, but yeah, we don't want him. We gonna gift wrap him for you. You're gonna get your people out of this area. And you're going to stop nuking, shooting missiles at malls with civilians. This is what we're going to do. Charlie says, shout out to Charlie Champion. How you doing tonight? Hold on. Arta D Glass, so she's a sitting ducket in the meantime. Look, I want her home as much as anyone else, but let's just be clear. Everybody knew what the climate was between Russia and the Ukraine. She should have been left there. Why was she still there? Was she, with all due respect, not trying to be a jerk, but was she really chasing the bag that bad that she decided that she didn't that her safety took that much of a back seat? That's just, with all due respect. She's literally over there, so she knows what's going on in that region more than we would, and we knew stuff was going on over there, right? There's some of us in here that knew that there was problems over there, right? Give me 1 second. So with all due respect, we want her back. But we can't negotiate with those guys. Only thing we can negotiate with them is relief for Ukraine. That's it. And we just throw her in the package. man. Our politicians is usually, with all due respect, our politicians is often doing it wrong. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I'm replacing the thing for a reason. So I could continue the show. Give me 1 second. Alright. That's I hope I answered that thoroughly enough for y'all. Let me call this drop. Should I start right now? Should we do the saloon off the rip, or should I don't know. We're just gonna do the saloon. Shout out to the saloon, right? We haven't did the saloon in a while. You know I love the saloon. So one drop or not, we're gonna do the saloon. We got one person up in here at least. Let's get this shit going and then let's get back to the show. Shout out to DL with Glass. With the $10 drop, he said all of the vibes. DL with Glass pulls up into the saloon. He comes in. He has one of those things that the painters have because he's a whole artist over here. He walks into the saloon. A guy comes in behind him pushing a big slab of fucking rock. It's a big square piece. He pulls a chisel out of his hand. He pulls a hammer out of his hand. He starts banging on the bitch. Brrr. A couple of minutes later, we look up. It's a bust of a really busty woman. He just chiseled it out of rock in front of everybody. Shout out to D Hourglass, one of the best artists this side of the Pecos. Definitely appreciate you pulling up in the saloon and leaving this piece of artwork. We're gonna put it in the corner. It stands about 4 feet high. It's about 4 or 5. That's about how tall it is. It stands over there in the corner. We definitely appreciate that, Mr. D Hourglass. Don't forget that's in there. I'm not either. It's a bust of a busty woman with a nice, she's not naked. Just so we can be clear. It's supposed to be a family show. Get back to it. Shout out to, I'm gonna still say SMC, unless you want me to say your name in the chat. You gotta let me know. Shout out to SMC with the $10 drop. Said big energy. SMC pulls up into the saloon. You can smell the lavender in the air. As she walks through the threshold, a gust of wind comes in. It flutters her outfit just enough so that the light from the outside makes it look like there's a spotlight behind her and she's glowing. As she walks across towards the bartender, he sees her coming. It's like slow motion. Every man in the whole entire saloon starts drooling and thinking about what life would be like if they could just find a woman like this to settle down. She walks up to the bartender. She puts $10 on the table. She looks up at him. Comes over with a bottle of champagne in one hand, a bottle of champagne in the other, and he says, I'm at your disposal. Shout out to SMC pulling up in the saloon, doing all of the things. Let's get back to the show. Oh, you went and heard the song. Copy. Okay, I'll answer. I'll say read that in a minute. Hold on. Location is a porn Charlie champion. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Politics, he'll bring her back to a piece of the interest if possible. Boom, boom, boom. So he's a sitting duck in the meantime. Yes, he's definitely a sitting duck in the meantime. Nothing you can do about it. Mr. Mind Over Matter says politics, he'll bring her back to appease other interests if possible. You do know that they can't negotiate with terrorists, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said before, he might bring them back. You got to remember, Biden is. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That guy's terrible. Charlie Champion says, we really don't have an investment in Ukraine. The only thing of investment we have in Ukraine is they next door neighbors to our frenemy Russia. Boom. That's kind of a fact. And I think that's another reason why Russia is pissed off, because I think Russia feels like America is just friends with countries over there so they can keep an eye on them. Which would just be smart for America to do in the first place. Don't get this confused. I'm pretty sure they would love to be able to be friends with people to keep an eye on America, right? That's why the whole Cuban Missile Crisis happened, right? Y'all do know about the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? Real quick, the Bay of Pigs, all that shit. Y'all know about that, right? Yeah, I don't have to. Okay, so basically, back when who was the president? Was it Kennedy? Anyway, so there was a situation that had happened where Russia was sending missiles to a missile base in Cuba, and America didn't want the missiles to be over there because you see, from Russia they can't shoot us, but from Cuba they could shoot us. So that was a Cuban Missile Crisis. So basically, what happened is there was the Bay of Pigs, and the Bay of Pigs was when they went over there to do the invasion, and they went to invade Cuba, and they was just getting slaughtered on the beach. So just quick history lesson. Don't worry about it. Anyway, why did I bring that up? Somebody said something. Next door neighbors. Yeah, so that's why you don't want people to be next door neighbors. Charlie Champion said, yeah, he should be worse than that. Yeah, I mean, dig it. I'm not gonna argue with you. Also, we can't see the rest of his body. Mind, body, and soul said location is important, but that makes sense. Emmanuel says hello, Jackie. It is basically the rats and rat. We don't jack rats, but this the only rat we jacking. Is that guy? I guess this is what that jacking got him. It got him their features over these. Charlie Champion says Russia isn't a part of NATO. Well, Ukraine is definitely not a part of NATO, and the other countries are upset about that because that means they don't go in at any time and overthrow their government, nor can we gain access. See, Ukraine is not a part of NATO. They was actually in discussions. Are they part of the European Union? I'm not even sure if they're part of the European Union. So I think they was in in negotiations to become part of the European Union actually. So and they was trying to bring them into NATO, I think. And I think Russia, and some people believe at least, Russia actually decided to do this now because they didn't want them to become part of NATO first, because once they became part of NATO, then attacking them meant something else. So that's what some people say. I don't know. It's however you feel about that. You put that together for yourself. God, I'm not trying to hold nobody. What up? It's Easy says, yo, good evening, Frost. It's Easy came in here right when you kicked that other person out. Interesting. I hope I sounded like Palpatine. I tried to sound like the Emperor. I tried to sound like the Emperor from fucking Star Wars right there, just so y'all know. I hope I did. Charlie said today, natural resources, yes. Hold on. The government can gain, yes, overthrown for their natural resources. That's what people are always fighting over, resources. I keep telling you, everything is about resources. If you want something to succeed, you have to figure out a way to get it resources. Period. If you want something to fail, you have to starve it of resources. Period. That's just facts, and that's the way it works. Charlie Champion said, Russian is a self-sustaining country, and Putin is making sure they stay in that. Well, no country in the world is actually self-sustaining. We all live inside of a giant ecosystem called Earth. But I do understand what your point is. A lot of countries do have the ability to not necessarily have to trade with other countries for a majority of the things in which they want. But remember, now the way that the world works, a lot of the produce or things, not just that, but technology, you know, you're not going to create all of its greatest technology. Like, forget everything else. Let's say food can be caught everywhere. You're not going to, your country isn't going to make all the greatest technology. That other country over there might make some absolutely spectacular technologies. Now you can't get a hold of it because they part of NATO and you at wars with them. So that happened. Art of D Glasses. Side note, Jack, song is not bad. You talk about that song? Hey, it isn't. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go listen to it. I just gotta remember to. Shorty Tim's. Oh, okay. Shout out to KC throwing bags, knowing somebody was about to hit the door, to the roof, to the wall. Yeah, they're not in the European Union, right? I didn't think they were. Thank you for the. Hey, usually these two guys come in here to tell me how I'm wrong. Y'all thought I said they were in the European Union, right? I bet y'all thought I said that. No, I said they're not in the European Union, and I also don't think they're in NATO. And then I said they were about to join the European Union, but the reason why Russia attacked is they was about to join NATO. Allegedly, that's what some people believe. They was in negotiations for this shit. Anyway, oh y'all all know this shit, right? This isn't hard to find out. Anyway, so I think that'd be interesting, but we can't negotiate with. We're not supposed to, at least, negotiate with terrorists. So therefore, we're not supposed to be talking to Russia. Just so we can be clear, we're not supposed to be talking to them. KC said we hold doors over here, to the roof, to the door. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not messing with you, man. I'm not messing with you, man. I wasn't gonna say the whole line, man. You put that in the chat, KC. You a whole admin. Oh man. Let me see. I'm trying to wait until we got at least an hour on this poll. We got 36 minutes. I'm gonna leave the poll up once again. Let me show you the picture of Eric Holder one more time. Did you think Eric Holder was gonna look worse than this, or did you think this is worse than you thought he was gonna look? Or did you just not think about it? This just wasn't something that you considered or thought about. What up, Nick Clarkson? Hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. I appreciate you. Niggas bananas. Somebody got a hold on. It was like, we've been waiting for this. Casey said, ain't cause I ain't think people caught that one I did. I play Need for Speed Underground still. Shout out to Need for Speed. That's a fact. I remember I just want to say this. I remember the first Need for Speed when one person could be the cop car and the other person could get chased. That Need for Speed. Me and my cousins, we played that. We rocked it out. I just want to say that. Shout out to Need for Speed. I like the fact that I say I'm not gonna stop saying that shit. Be mad. So I don't think we can negotiate for her. Hold on one second. I don't think we can negotiate for her. I just don't think we can. But if I don't think we can negotiate for her. But I would like to, just so we can be clear. My personal opinion is I would like to, because I would absolutely want to bring that sister home. Period. So we can negotiate for her. I want them to negotiate for her. But when we do negotiate for her, it's going to be us breaking a policy that America doesn't break. And there's going to be repercussions. There's going to be ramifications and repercussions behind that. Are we prepared for that? So we got to make a decision. Right? I want to get it up. Oh, yeah, it was hot pursuit. I remember, I just want to say this real quick. I remember when I first bought my first PlayStation, I was dating a chick named Shauna. Females really like buying guys video games. Like when the chick like you, she gonna buy you a video game, homie. I promise you. If you dating a female and she ain't bought you a video game, homie, she don't want you to stick around. I promise you. When she wants you to stick around, she gonna buy you a video game. She gonna want you to be in the crib. She gonna want you to have something to do that when it ain't with her, somewhere that she know where she can find you. So she gonna buy you a video game because she know where you at. Where she need to find you. You sitting in front of that damn game, safe. So she gonna, if a woman care about you, she gonna buy you a game anyway. So shout out to Shauna. She bought me a video game. I forgot which one it was. I think it was Tomb Raider though. She bought me Tomb Raider because they had the commercial back in the day that was like, where the boys at? And you see they be like, the basketball courts be empty and everything where the guys would usually be in the Tomb Raider game. Go look it up. It's a dope commercial. What is this? I don't know. Hold on, let me turn the volume down real quick and see if I can play this for y'all real quick. Same. Okay, so I'm not gonna play the audio. The reason why I'm not gonna play the audio is because of the topic that I'm about to discuss. I'm gonna tell you real quick. I'm gonna break this down. And if I play the audio, that audio might be like attached to something. I might get in trouble. I don't know because they're basically talking about the jab, and they said that there's a president of a pharmaceutical company that's going to jail, and it's like 2,200 other people in some other country. And the reason why they're going to jail is because they falsified reports of taking the jab. They really didn't take the jab. They faked it. He's the president of a fucking pharmaceutical company. They asked him why did he fake it. He said he was scared. You can't script this shit. I hope this is a lie. I hope this is a lie. I hope that's a joke. I don't think it is. The person I was saying it sounded pretty serious, and it was Photoshop exists, but I don't think that's what it was. She sounded pretty serious. Yo, he's the president of a pharmaceutical company. They say, yo, why didn't you take the jab? You know, you medicine man. He said, I was scared. So, I heard some other stuff about the jab too, but I don't want to report on it because I don't want to scare people, and I'm not. We're not the. I don't know enough about it to report on. I just heard that right there, and that's actual news about court. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know how true that is, but that's crazy. And also, just so we could be clear, they said a lot of celebrities also did it, allegedly. Allegedly. So you never know. We see it happen. Did it happen? We don't know if it happened. Did it happen? We don't know if it happened. Did it happen? We don't know if it happened. Did it happen? We don't know if it happened. Did it happen? It almost happened. Did it happen? We don't know if it happened. We don't know if it happened. Did it happen? We don't know if it happened. I'm making sure I say that because somebody gonna say I said it happened. I don't know if it happened. Somebody just sent me that shit. It sounded like it happened though. Shout out to that shit. Shout out to that. It might have happened. I don't know what to tell you. It sound like something that happened. Shit happens. But I don't know if it happened. Interesting. They said things Jack would have turned it into. Go for it. I don't care. Shoot. Do the thing. I don't. All of the things. What the hell? I don't care. I didn't know if it happened. I gotta say shit like that because I keep seeing them saying. Like, I keep hearing about I said shit that I didn't say happened, and they be really talking about it like Jack Ford said that this thing happened. And it's not even something I said happened. It'd be like a situation, right? Like I'm saying, well, we are hearing, and they'd be like, Jake Ford said that. I never said that. Y'all really having a real conversation about this? What the fuck? You're having a real conversation about some shit I really didn't say happened, and you can look it. You see the video. You was there. You know who was talking about it in that. Shout out to that shit. Anyway. Crazy as crazy does. Let's move to the next topic. What's another topic we had up there real quick? If y'all want to still say jokes about this shit or say something serious about this shit, let's talk about this abortion. Can we talk about this abortion situation? Y'all ready to talk about this abortion situation or we playing with it? Before we talk about this abortion situation, I'm going to go to commercial break real quick. Be right back.
Yeah, I love my city. That's right. Call a couple homies, want y'all come roll with me. Right. Cruising through the city in the 300. Car filled with smoke, cause I blow that dro. Never on the low, I ain't got no tents. Bring a couple Dutches, I don't smoke out of pins. And you ain't hitting this unless you family or friend. Bitch niggas want a trip, though they didn't chip in. I keep a circle small. No offense, but I don't fuck with y'all. So I just proceed to hit gas and breeze through the city, call the town where I lay it down something legal. And we gon' ride out to the west side. Seattle, that's where I hide out. Take it back to my house and we can chill. Set the vibe right. Set the vibe right. That's right, now roll up. And we gon' ride out to the west side of Seattle. That's where I hide out. Take it back to my house and we can chill. Set the vibe right. Now tell me just how you feel. I feel like Seattle on a sunny day. I wanna go outside and play. And anything goes. What I'm gonna be doing, man, I really don't know. I feel like Seattle on a sunny day. I wanna go outside and play. And anything goes. What I'm gonna be doing, man, I really don't know.
West side nigga in the S5 fifth. Can of flipping cake cause the west side grits. A tap out session, just a lesson from me. We getting tangled in each other, she be wetting my sheets. She always playing games while she messing with me. If a nigga working hard, she caressing my feet. A nigga known to get it, no recession with me. I'm flipping racks and get it back, I'm just a blessing to be. Yeah, out here grinding on a sunny day. Chasing down the racks cause I never make the money wait. I be moving, doing what I'm doing. Never get caught slipping cause I'm tying up the loose ends. Rack after rack, then I see another. Black on black, sitting comfortable in peanut butter. Night vision, and you see the back seats recline. If we ever talking west side, you can see it's
I feel like Seattle on a sunny day. I wanna go outside and play. And anything goes. What I'm gonna be doing, man, I really don't know. I feel like Seattle on a sunny day. I wanna go outside and play. And anything goes. What I'm gonna be doing, man, I really don't know. I really don't know. Seattle on a sunny day. I wanna go outside and play. And anything goes. What I'm gonna be doing, man, I really don't know.
Shout out to Batman and Cannibal. That's Seattle Summer. It's like a Seattle Summer. I forgot the name of the song. It says it dead in the middle of the beginning of the song. My apologies. I can't hear the song when I play it for y'all. I can't hear it. It says it dead in the middle of the song. And his name pops up in the middle of the beginning of the song. Hold on, I'm gonna play it again in the beginning so y'all can see what the name of the song is for the person that asks. I don't want you to. I want you to be able to find it if you would like to listen.
Yeah. 206, yeah, I love my city. Right. Call a couple homies, want y'all come roll with me. Cruising through the city in the 300. Car filled with smoke, cause I blow that drum.
Dope song. I think that's a dope summer banger also. Not for nothing. I like it. It's good feel-good music. We need more feel-good music. That's a fact. Let's get back to it. Let's discuss this abortion thing real quick. Not real quick. I mean, I want to have an extensive conversation. But I want to discuss this abortion situation. Shout out to New York. I'm going to say something. Do y'all remember how long have I been telling y'all they're trying to take our rights away? How long have I been telling y'all that? I be like, yo, they trying to take our rights away. I say, yo, we got to be mindful of what we agree to and what we don't agree to. We want safety. Don't get it confused. But every time we make a law that gives us safety, that law takes away one of our rights. It takes away one of our freedoms. Do you understand this? It's important to have good politicians for this reason, because your politician needs to have foresight. Your politician just can't be able to say, oh, there's a thing that you want, I'm going to make it happen. The politician needs to also be able to have the foresight to know if this is something that should be done. I'm going to give you a perfect example. You are an architect. You are not necessarily the best architect, but you're above average. You're working on a project. You are working on a project with somebody who is a designer but not an architect. Now they want you to put beams in this place and beams in that place and beams over there and beams over there because they just have reasons for design effects. But putting beams in these places and not in the other places where they would prefer to have beams at wouldn't be able to have, because of the way that the structure is built, it wouldn't allow for the building to be able to have a strong foundation. So therefore, building it this way would not be conducive with it being safe for a long period of time. Now, that's sometimes the problem that happens. You have an individual and they might have a great idea visually, something aesthetic wise that you can see, and if we talk about it, it sounds like a great idea, but in practice, and that's what the politician is supposed to be able to do. Not just see what works for us now, but understand that 3-4 years now, 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, this law is still going to be there. This movement is still going to have been affected by whatever this thing is now that we're creating. How is it going to affect us as a community? Because we are never trying to, our first thing is not to save the adult. Our first thing is to save the children. Our first thing is always the decision that we're going to make better for the next generation. If that is not a thing, then we have to do something different. That should be the baseline for a political decision. How's it going to affect the next generation? That should be the baseline for any political conversations. Whether and just so we could be clear, when I say next generation, I always mean 4-year span. I always mean 4-year span. Because that's how we gauge shit in the world, at least in America. When you go to high school, how many years you go to high school? Generally speaking, 4 years. When you go to college, generally to get a general education, they expect 4 years. When you got to go get an internship, when you go to get a job at most places that require internships, they need you to have about 4 years, 3 to 4 years. Just tell me where I'm wrong. Do they got 2-year colleges? Yes, they do. Do you get an internship for less than 4 years? Obviously. But these aren't the standards. At least not the standard practices that are accepted as actually average. When you tell somebody you went to the 2-year college, they don't give you the same reverence that they do if you went to a 4. Tell me where I'm wrong. Anyway. Having the ability to choose is not important only for being an American. It's important for being a human being. Our choices decide. So, I do believe in the butterfly effect. You know what the butterfly effect is, right? Actually, it's a really dope-ass movie. The first movie was good. The second movie, not at all. But the first movie was dope. It's called The Butterfly Effect. The first movie was dope. I think they just ended it wrong, and that's why the second movie didn't work. Anyway, in any regard. You know what the butterfly effect is, right? They're saying that a butterfly's wings flapping on the other side of the world creates a gust that then, by the time it gets all the way over here, created a bigger effect. A little tiny thing happens, and then the bigger thing happens, and then the bigger thing happens, and the bigger thing happens, and the bigger thing happens, and the bigger thing happens, all the way until it goes all the way around the world, and everything gets affected. Everything affects everything else. Think about that, right? So, with that understanding, basically, they're trying to say that Earth is an ecosystem. Earth is an ecosystem. We all live in an ecosystem. It's called Earth. The way that what we do in our actions, in our affect the environment around us, and then the environment around us affect the environment around that, and the environment around that. You understand what I'm saying? So the butterfly effect. So I say all this to say this. Once we decide to stop taking rights away, where does it stop? It's going to seem like the right that we're taking away is tiny and it's small. It's insignificant because it's one you don't care about. You don't care if women have the right to vote. So this isn't, the right to an abortion. So this ain't your fight. I'm going to say it like this. Women should be extremely upset and angry for their rights being taken away. I just don't want it to be black women saying that black women rights are being taken away. This is a universal woman thing. Own it with everyone else. This is all of our black women opportunity to go and be stars for women and not have to say black women. So go do that. And allow all the other women over there that's fighting for the same thing that y'all fighting for be able to be comfortable and do their fight. Because their fight might be different. It might not be as strong. It might not be as powerful. But it still could be just as effective. So that energy. If I'm wrong, put it in the chat. I want to know what you think about that. Did I say anything wrong? Do you disagree? I specifically want to know if you disagree, just so we can be clear. I guess you're going to drop some hate on the video. Like, yo, Jack Frost is playing your content. Yeah, I know. He told me to play the song. Please go tell him. He's more like one of those people that might appreciate it more than not. Anyway, what's your opinion? I mean, I know we got some people in here that might have an opinion on this whole abortion issue. I want to know what your opinion. I don't want women to have an abortion, just so we could be clear. I just think that it's their right to choose whether they want to have one or not. Is that fair? I don't want women to have an abortion, but if somebody gets raped, hell yeah. I wouldn't want you to have to deal with the stress of raising a baby that you don't know if you could love. You ever heard a woman tell you that they was pregnant from a baby that they raped and they got pregnant and they were concerned, and that's a real concern. I'm not just saying it. It's a real concern. Some people have it, some don't. That's a real concern. So no, I don't think anybody that should be forced. I think that even if they said 100% no one could have them, you got to have that be exceptions. There has to be exceptions, period, and that has to be one of them. Period. If it's hazardous to your life, that has to be an exception. If there's something wrong and you might die, there's something wrong. Yeah, abortion. There's no choice. You understand? Like, we have to be human. I think that's the problem. I think people so busy trying to be savage, people so busy trying to be ignorant, that nobody want to be human. I'm going to show you how savage I am. And then I'm sitting over here like, okay, we could have just been human this whole time. And just, like, you could have did that. That would have probably, been more appealing. We could have just been human. That's dope some of the times, you know. Nick Clarkson says, I think the Supreme Court made debate decisions that's beneficial to the country. Because you don't understand the decision that somebody makes, that doesn't mean that their decision was wrong for the responsibilities that they think that that they believe that for the things that they believe they are responsible to. Remember, this is still an opinion. There's no right or wrong about this. We like to believe that there's a right or wrong about this. That's why it's even more of a something to me, to the people who is against it. Because there's really no right nor wrong about this. It's an opinion. You see, people be coming in here so quick to tell me about their opinions. And then they be telling me about their opinions, and then that gives me a creep into their mind. So sometimes the shit that people be coming in here and telling me be their opinions make me not like them. Because it makes me think that the type of person that they gotta be can't be good. Somebody once told me I cared too much. Well, not really somebody. About 8 or 9 people. They don't even know each other. So yeah, these are just different people. He said, did somebody say Killer Sippy Savage? I don't know. Somebody could have said Killer Sippy Savage. Ask somebody. Let's see. Elon Musk pointed something about the birth rate, and it's alarming. Women should have any rights if it devastates the country. No. See, I didn't fall for the bait, so you had to bring it up, Mr. Nick Clarkson. I didn't fall for the bait, Mr. Nick Clarkson. That's what happened, right? You was trying to bait me, wasn't you? And I didn't fall for it. So Nick Clarkson said Elon Musk posted something about the birth rate and it's alarming. Women shouldn't have any rights if it devastates the country. Well, didn't you just said I think the Supreme Court needs to make decisions that's beneficial to the country? So what side of this conversation are you on? I'm just curious. You plan on telling me, or is the next thing you're gonna say is that I'm just either randomly disagreeing with you, even though I haven't said anything about whether I agree or disagree, or it's gonna be some kind of random disrespect? Tell me which one you're gonna give me. Anyway, I'm gonna move on until you're ready. I'm gonna end this vote. We are hour in. 57 people voted. Says, what do you think about Eric Holder's condition? Hold on real quick. I turned the damn phone off. It's charging. Says thought it would be worse, 33%. Let's end it. Pardon me, be right back. Elon Musk pointed out, posted something about the birth rate. Yeah, he was trying to bait me. Yeah, I didn't take the bait, so you posted it yourself. Hold on, I'll have that discussion. What do you think? The question was, what do you think about Eric Holder's condition? Never thought about it. Eric Holder got beat up. Never thought about it. 57 people voted. 54% said never thought about it. Never cared. 33% said thought it would have been worse, and 12% said looks worse than they thought. Yeah, but you didn't tell me what side of the discussion you are. When you tell me what side of the discussion you are on, I'll give my assessment about what you said. I don't understand what this the side of the discussion you're on, so I don't feel comfortable talking about it. When you tell me what side of the discussion you're on, then I feel comfortable talking about it. And other than that, I'm gonna keep talking about what I'm talking about. All right, so So he did neither. He went neutral. He went neutral. He did neither. He went neutral. Let's see how he responds to that. I'm curious. He went neutral. Just my thoughts on it. He went neutral. I'm waiting to see when he throws the random disrespect or when he just accuses me of doing the thing. See if he brings in. He might go get another account first and do it with another account. Let's see. You're on the Supreme Court side. Okay. Basically, what the Supreme Court said is that they are going to they reverse Roe versus Wade or something along those lines. In any regard, America does have a thing that is happening. This is a factual statement. Well, I'm not going to say it's a factual statement. Allegedly, these are allegations that some people believe. I don't know it to be 100% right. I'm not in the future, and I didn't do I didn't do the math myself, so I don't know any of this to be the truth. But allegedly, some people believe that in a couple of years, the birth rate right now, the birth rate of Caucasian people are down. So in a couple of years, there will be so much fewer Caucasians born than other races, whatever the case is, American Caucasians, naturally American, that's going to be an issue, and there's going to be a change in who's going to be the majority in this country and who's going to be the minority in this country, just so we can be clear. So, some people believe that's why they are actually reversing Roe versus Wade in order to prevent Caucasian women from having abortions, because there is a problem literally going on allegedly. And also, just so we could be clear, there was like 5 or 6 states, maybe 6 or 7 states, that already took similar action to this, like last year sometime. Like Alabama, Louisiana. I don't know if it was Louisiana. It's like Alabama, some of them states, if y'all remember. Like Alabama, those states. If you remember, you remember. Drop some frost in the chat. You know, you niggas is the frost, right? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that that's why there's frost on the back of all the shirts, right? You do know y'all the frost, right? You know that's why I say drop some frost, right? I'm not saying drop frost for me. That's like the one thing I don't like about this merch, this line. I didn't have the frost yet, so it's not on the back. I think I'm gonna reissue these because I got all the artwork still. I think I'm gonna reissue these with frost on the back. Boom. Good coach. Oh shit! I could have still looked at it through here. I forgot I got Instagram Wolf Homes. This was Eric Mulder's face, by the way. Eric Mulder's face. He looking like, seriously, you gonna do this to me? Looking at them like, seriously, you gonna do this to me? Shout out to Shirley Champion doing all of the things. And seriously, you gonna do this to me? So that's basically what that is about. I don't know if those projections or anything like that is real, but at the same time, we have like 13% of we're like 13% of America, and they're constantly encouraging us to have abortions. So I don't think these women should. I think that it's hypocritical for these same people to now make such a big deal out of preventing these women the right to have an abortion, when they go to other countries and be giving abortions and hysterectomies to women all the time and shit like that, don't they? So I'm just saying, is that really what we talking about? Tell me where I'm wrong. Don't they go to other countries all the time and just randomly give out abortions and all type of different other shit? America be like, we're gonna do all of the best things for y'all. Where's y'all women's at? We're gonna take them ovaries. We're gonna get rid of them things. They from Satan. America's crazy. America loves pulling up on other people and just doing things. Like, what the fuck?
Can we talk about the evidence that the California prosecutors say they intend on using to convict NBA YoungBoy of the gun charge? So as you'll recall, the cops say that YoungBoy fled, he ran, abandoned the car, they found a gun in the car. The prosecutors are charging him with that gun. Now, the prosecutors have disclosed that in terms of the evidence we have against